It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wildcard Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Joshua Hines-Allen just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
20-yard line.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack.
Here we go.
Now back to throw. Pass complete there to Nakula.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
They'll set up a throw. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 11 yards there, first down.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. It rips off a nice run there.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Here we go. 77.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. So the drive will continue. After the conversion on 4th, they'll work from the 20 on first down. Now Cook. Touchdown! Broncos, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Dragons will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Dragons 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And able to get this out to the 25. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now the first carry here for the running back. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 3rd and 12.
And it's 3rd down.
Now Lawrence. On the slant, he finds Washington. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
That's complete. It's Bashal Turton. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. So their defense gave up the opening drive touchdown, and now, Charles, they're going to look to work this ball down the field and get the equalizer.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit of balance in how you're thinking and how you're approaching this game, because the way things go in the NFL today, that opening touchdown often changes your strategy. You feel like you have to match everything right here, right now. But I like the way they're being methodical on offense here in their first drive, hoping to get the equalizer, but not forcing anything.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hunter. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
That's another Jaguars first down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll get this out to Tootin. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Hey, run!
Now Lawrence to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Hey, easy, Ralph. Hey, tomato. Hey, I'm gun. Hey, we got some.
On play action, Lawrence. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Jags are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
2nd and 9 now. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
9 yards to go.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
And now a fair catch called for, and he'll indeed take it at about the 6-yard line. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
2nd down, back at the 1-yard line.
Lawrence from his end zone. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. There he goes left side. Off to the races. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas, 99 yards. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
For the extra point.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
14. Rackett 7. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll drop to throw. That's to the left side where he's got Bowers. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
They scored their touchdown earlier, and this had a chance to be another. This secondary scrambling for answers, looking at each other, trying to figure out who is going to put the clamps on this guy, because right now, he's absolutely shredding them.
Touchdown! A great effort there. 29 yards. And the Dragons are an extra point away from drawing level. And now an audible here into something else. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Open man, this is Britton Strange, the tight end.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Lawrence.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's 2nd down and 10.
Hey, Ryan.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Come on, come on.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Now he's going to step up and run.
Now he's going to go deep down the left side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd.
In motion, the tight end.
At the 21-yard line.
Now Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
A gain of 9.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And 3rd and 1 now. They'll run with Etienne. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Hey, let's go.
Lawrence on the sneak. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Lawrence will throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Well, that was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14.
14. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Let's go now.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressive. Well, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the 2nd half of this AFC wildcard game. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
But that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
12 yards. And the Jaguars first down.
The slot man in motion right.
Gain of 12.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he stopped immediately there.
Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Red on red. Here we go.
ETN up the middle.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Hey, run. Run. This is it.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They can not afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th.
Let's go.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
A gain of 17.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10.
Hey,
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Yeah, he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
11.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Jaguars first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
ETN.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Hey, go.
Tootin.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
11.
3rd down and goal to go.
23.
Looking to throw. Lawrence.
He'll try to pick it up himself. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. Back to throw. Lawrence. This is caught. Touchdown.
Brenton Strange.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
14.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Let's go now. Let's go.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
Coming up, we are looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Finding room at midfield.
And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Down to about the 45. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
The 16-yard line.
One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
He'll look to throw. And it's caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
They'll set up to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Dragons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Now Lawrence.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Jeremy Chin picks it up.
And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates! Come on! 79 Broncos! Let's go!
They go play action here on 1st down. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Let's go now. Ready.
And that'll be incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Touchdown! From 3 yards out. And the Dragons have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Throw right side, pulled in by Hunter.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held him to an okay game.
12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Number 89, Brock Bowers. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Here's second down and 3.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
And what a big play, because now you're guaranteed at least a shot at extending this one. He had the 40-yard line picked out as his bare minimum to give them some kind of a game-tying attempt, and he got there. Excellent determination on that scramble, and it might just help them snatch away a victory.
Here's first down.
Ready? Bronco 80.
Back to throw. That's to the left side where he's got Bowers. And two big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now.
He'll look to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll come up now. Second and 9.
Off the RPO, he completes it.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Here now, 3rd down.
They'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first.
4 yards.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Come on, come on. Cougar 19, Panther 60, Panther 60. Warrior 70. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Cup 19, Cup 19.
Back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. Carlson on for the PAT.
San Antonio.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Dragons 35. Jaguars 31.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
Here's first and 10.
Hey, son, this is what.
Lawrence.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
They'll come up now on second down.
Let's go. Hey, Ginger. 11.
Back to throw. Lawrence.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Throwing now, Lawrence. He'll get this out to Tootin.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. And a timeout is called. So now you're looking at probably just one final play from back in their own territory, and they're going to need a miracle.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence. Pass complete. Thomas.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
A final shot now for Lawrence.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. This ball intercepted. Ronnie Johnson picks it.